This is my first garden tour vlog update thing. Happy Monday. Today is April 27th. So I've been trying to figure out how to kind of make videos with the garden before it's exciting to look at, because right now it's kind of, some things working, some things not working, some things are growing, some things just look like piles of dirt. And so I thought I would start doing a regular weekly vlog update, kind of going over what's growing, going over how big they are, what's working for us and what's not working. I'm not a professional gardener. I don't really know what I'm doing very well. I have a lot of knowledge about food systems and soil health, but I don't have a lot of knowledge on actually having your hands in the dirt and growing food. So this is my first time with my own garden, kind of trying my hand at it. And so I thought I'd take you along and show you what's working for me, what's not working, and try to be as honest and upfront about the experience that we're having here. So as you can see, it is a beautiful sunny day now. This morning around 10 a.m. when I tried to film, I couldn't because it was pouring rain. Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, the 27th of April. It's around 10 a.m. now. It's raining. It's around 1 in the afternoon now. So definitely a little bit crazy weather that we're having here right now. I do live on the west coast of Canada in Vancouver, BC. So we are in a rainforest, and our weather can be really volatile. We've gotten a lot of rain this last weekend. The few weeks before this last weekend, we did have a really dry spell. So I'm going to take you around and kind of show you what we're growing, how big things are for now, and then give you an overview of where things are at with an aerial view. So hope you enjoy. Okay, so here's an aerial view of most of the garden. I'm going to walk you through kind of where things are. So where the poles are right here, this is where our peas are. In here is all radishes. And back here is the radishes that aren't doing as well. Behind the radishes we have the borage, bergamot that's not growing, and nasturtiums, as well as cilantro in here. In the middle we have carrots. The first batch that's growing is right here. Second batch that's been planted is behind them. And then this bed we have the first batch of beets that have been planted, and the rest will be planted soon. So this whole lawn bed here is supposed to be kale, but very little of it is actually taking, so we'll see how long that takes. And over here, the lettuce that's kind of starting to come up now is here. Got arugula in the middle here. And on the far side is more lettuce that I've planted recently, but we won't see anything for a while. Along this far edge where we've got the green onions, some parsley, and hopefully some wildflowers coming around the outside. In the middle here we have lavender, our, oh my goodness, what's it called? Our oregano and rosemary. Well, on the outside we also have more wildflowers coming up. And then along the fence here is where the hollyhock and sunflowers are coming up. So again, we haven't seen any hollyhock yet, but we do have some of those little sunflower seedlings coming up. And we've got one grapevine back there and the other one over there. Get their adult leaves, and they look pretty happy so far. Here's the first batch of radishes that we planted. Only a few of them are growing up actually, and those ones are still having a pretty hard go at it. So for our peas, we have them all here with a little makeshift trellis in the middle. So we've got around 3 rows. These first ones are a smaller variety, as you can see, just almost reaching my thumb. Whereas the second variety here is already much larger and will be ready to start climbing up the trellis pretty soon. They're both snow peas, but I'm not sure what type. So we've also got some carrot babies in the ground right now, and I'm very excited that we have lots of little sprouts coming up, because the soil we have isn't really ideal for carrots. In terms of some of the herbs we've bought, we've got some rosemary here. This oregano is from my mom's garden that we've transplanted in. I bought this oregano, but it's not very happy. A lavender plant that we'll see how it does. So in this section we have our kale growing. However, I made the mistake of just scattering the kale seeds, and then we got a lot of rain afterwards. So we only have a few sprouts coming up, which is really unfortunate in this whole little big bed here. And then down at the bottom you can see we have lots of Swiss chard. These are actually transplants from my mom's garden. Some of them are doing pretty well, some of them are having a bit of a hard time. Again, we have a lot of things that have been eating their leaves, and strangely, something keeps pulling the leaves into the soil. I have no idea what kind of creature is doing this, but pretty well every day I have to come out here and pull leaves out of the soil. So in these beds here, we have lettuce and arugula planted. So here you can see the first row of lettuce seeds that are starting to come up, which is very exciting. Then we have two types of lettuce, and the first one is coming up much faster than the other one. The second one is just these tiny little seedlings that you can see here. So here we have some raspberry plants that I've also transplanted from my mom's garden. So most of them are doing pretty well, but this one didn't really last the transplant very well, though it's starting to come back. This is a parsley plant that was already here when we moved in, which I'm so happy about. Green onions from my mom's garden. Parsley from my neighbor's garden. Garlic chives from a trade through the vegan community. This is a bunch of clover that's taking over that I'm trying to fight right now. Some random flowers, I think, that are coming up, but I'm not really sure what they are yet. So all on this edge here I've planted wildflower seeds. We also have a lot of volunteers coming up, so I'm not really sure which ones were planted and which ones are just arriving. And then on the most southern side we have a number of sunflowers that I've planted, which are just starting to sprout, which is super exciting. And you can see they're just these little friends right now. Some of them are bigger than others, so we have a variety of seeds that were planted. And then finally we have our two grapevines that you can see that because they're different types of grapes, the level of growth that they both have right now is pretty different. So this one here is still pretty small, which is interesting to see, whereas the other one, you can see already has a lot more green growth on it right now. So it'll be interesting to see how these two both speed up or slow down as the season goes on. Inside the house, this is a south-facing window. And so these are all plants that we've started from seed. So we've got tomato plants here. We'll focus on them. These are different types of tomato plants, and I can't remember the names of them right now. You can see they're quite large already. And they're growing so much every day, it's crazy. And these smaller ones back here, we have jalapeno and bell peppers. And then these two that we've got in the group containers are both basil. And the really big containers, these are our zucchini plants, which I started way too early and I'm now trying to keep at a reasonable size. Out here on the deck we also have some mint. So two of these, that small one there and the taller one there, I bought. And the rest I just transplanted yesterday. I pulled it out of the backyard because it's invasive and will take over the whole garden. So we'll see how the new ones do. You can see some of them aren't super happy, but they also were just transplanted. So I'm watering them lots and hopefully they'll come right back up. So not the most interesting or exciting video ever, but I do hope that it acts as a good benchmark moving forward. So you kind of have an idea of where we're at today. And that way when we see changes in the future, you kind of can see where it came from or how we started with it. And hopefully we'll post some videos soon about the process of how we planned out the garden. So I'm actually filming this outro on Thursday because the one I filmed on Monday had a lot of really loud noise in the background and you can't really hear a word of what I say. So if you found any of this content interesting or are hoping to follow along with the rest of our garden process and are growing for this season, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you get updated whenever I post new videos. As well, like this video if it's something you would want to see more of, and leave a question or comment down below. Once again, my name is Zoe Rhiannon, and remember, what's best for you is what's best for the planet.